Welcome back to the channel, Warhammer Man back in the studio, and today we're taking a look at the newest combat patrol and our first look. If you do enjoy this type of content for Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, and warcry, make sure to like and subscribe. Let the galaxy burn with a little help from Combat Patrol Chaos Space Marines. So we had speculated what was going to be in the Combat Patrol. No more speculations. We have the official reveal. At Warhammer Fest, we gave you a preview of what's on the horizon for heretic, astartes, spikes, gnarly mutations, and ornate trim as far as the eye can see, are the order of the day. And the upcoming Combat Patrol, Chaos Space Marines, delivers all three in spades. So here we see the first look. Looks like a Dark Apostle, I'm not sure if that's the Legionary squad or just the regular Chaos Space Marine squad. And then it looks like a squad of Havocs and a Hellbrute. So let's see if we find some more details here. Leading this tide of traitors out of the warp is a Dark Apostle and his two obsequious Dark disciples. Whispering twisted exaltations to the Chaos Gods, the priest can bestow malefic blessings upon your army, including core units like the Legionaries and Havocs who accompany him. So he's basically the equivalent of a chaplain for Chaos, slightly different, but essentially has like some buffs that he can drop on some of your other units. Model-wise, pretty cool model. His like little slaves, this one's like got chained up and then has the book chained to his back, so it's basically like a living pulpit. Pretty cool. I thought there was two of them. Yeah, okay, there's two. The second one is like holding a censer. With like made out of a skull. Pretty cool overall. Nice looking model. And chaplains are always good, Chaos or regular, so. No self-respecting Chaos Space Marine force is complete without at least one squad of Legionaries. These are the dark mirrors of the loyalist tactical squads with access to a variety of war gear and a host of unique weapons that make them flexible and violent. Then uniform intercessor squads. Oh, make them more flexible and violent. I got it. So yeah, we see these are the Legionaries. But the truth is, this is really just the Heretic Astartes Chaos Space Marine like squad of troops. The question is it the regular squad, or does it have the bonus upgrade sprue that just came out in Kill Team that essentially was like the initial renaming of the name Legionaries? I suspect it's going to be just the regular Space Marine squad and not going to have the upgrade sprue, because I don't see any of the cool little upgrade bits on any of these guys. We don't see like the Reaper chain cannon. We don't see the little like Psyker caster hand. We don't see like the alternate back banner, any of the heads. This is all stuff right out of the Space Marine kit, the Chaos Space Marine kit. Setting the whole galaxy ablaze is even easier with a unit of power Mad Havocs. The wide range of weapons, you can kit them out to mow down hordes of infantry and obliterate your enemy's heavy support. So the Havocs are basically the Chaos Devastator squad. You can equip up to 4 heavy weapons, and then obviously you have a aspiring champion in the squad as well that has quite a bit of options. And then you can expand out the squad to have some extra bodies in case you like take casualties, so you don't just start losing heavy weapons. And again, here we see 2 heavy bolters and 2 las cannons in the Havoc squad. But I know that comes with quite a few options, because that even comes with a chain cannon. Backing them up is a Hellbrute, a twisted mockery of Space Marine Dreadnought. Sports a massive array of brutal weaponry. We're quite partial to the Thunderhammer and Plasma Cannon combo. Incinerate your foes from afar and pulverize whatever is left. It's the Chaos way. So again, this is a full kit. Comes with quite a few options. Here we see the las cannon and the power hammer. Nice looking model. Pretty cool overall. This is definitely the Chaos version of a Dreadnought. A little more like kind of fleshy and demony. The package is an active threat in nearly every round of the tabletop. A truly wicked force that can lash out with powerful long-range weapons and tear things up in close combat, thanks to their extra attacks. Alright, so let's go ahead and do the breakdown, and I will give you my honest opinion also. So I should have double checked prices on some of this stuff in advance, but let's just estimate. I want to say it's $60 for the regular Legionary squad, priced how it is without the bonus sprue. I want to say it's like 55 or 60 for the Havocs. The Hellbrute is probably 70, let's say. So let's put them at 60, 60, and 70 so far. So we have 210, and then Dark Apostle's probably 35. So we're looking at roughly 245 in value at retail for the combat patrol. So overall, when it's said and done, I think this is pretty in line with most of what we've seen previously. And then we have a character. We have a 10-man troop squad, a 5-man heavy support squad, and then the Dreadnought is sort of a blend between, long-range firepower or the Hellbrute and close combat. Overall, I think it's a pretty nice force. I mean, if you were basically going to start a Chaos Army and you didn't have anything else, I think this is a pretty good base for most people. And I have to say, that's basically what the point is of this. You have the ability to essentially equip the Havocs however you want, so you can have a bunch of heavy bolters or chain cannons or las cannons. You have a ton of diversity. You also get some extra heavy weapons with the Space Marine squad, or with the Heretic Astartes squad, or in this case, the Legionaries. So you have the ability to essentially put in heavy and special weapons there as well. You have a nice character. I mean, he fights strong in combat and then buffs your units, which I'm assuming the Hellbrute is going to be core as well. So this is a pretty nice setup. And then the Hellbrute can be devastating in combat, or obviously very strong at range. So I think this is a pretty good force. I think it's overall a nice box set. It's going to be right in line with what we normally see on value. It has quite a few bodies in it. We're talking about, 19 models in this set. You have a really good ability to take long-range weaponry or short-range special weapons as well. You have the ability to be good in combat because you have basically your HQ is good in combat and buffs other troops that could potentially make them better in combat. You have 2 aspiring champions, 1 in the Havoc squad, so probably not looking to be in combat there. But then you have 1 in the Marine squad as well, or in the Legionary squad. And alternatively, you could even split that into 2 5-man squads if you wanted. And you get enough extra bits that you could basically kit out 2 aspiring champions for with a plasma combi or plasma pistol, and a power fist or something like that, or a power sword or whatever you want. And then the Dreadnought's already pretty diverse. So I have to say, this is a nice combat patrol. I wasn't really sure what was going to come in the box, and I had a feeling what they were going to do was go like the Vanguard Space Marine route. So I kind of expected them to take the current Start Collecting box and then just add something else into it and make that into the Army box. So this is definitely a surprise. This, I think, is probably an upgrade, though. I think the Apostle is better than having a Master of Possession. They're both good in their own right. Obviously, the multi-part Legionary kit that comes in this set, as opposed to while they were cool, the other set had the easy-to-build models in it. And then, what else was it? It was the Greater Possessed, which are cool, but not amazing. And then you had the Venomcrawler. The Venomcrawler, again, is cool, but I think a Hellbrute is better all around than a Venomcrawler is. And then having the Havocs instead of the Obliterators, that could go either way. The Obliterators are very good. They're really cool models. They're really good in gameplay. I think the Havocs are a little more mainstream, and then it also gives you a lot more swapping capability with your Legionary squad also, because everything is basically compatible between any of those standard Marine torsos. So when it's all said and done, I think this is an upgrade over the Combat Patrol. I think the biggest thing that would be missed, or over the Start Collecting, I think the biggest thing that would be missed in this set, as opposed to the Start Collecting, is the Obliterators. So I don't know what they're going to do with that setup now, because it's a weird situation. That Start Collecting box now, if it goes away and this takes its place, which is what we've seen happen in the past, there's not actually going to be a way to get a hold of, directly from Games Workshop. You won't be able to buy a Master of Possession, which that's easy. They can just repackage him. It's just 1 sprue. and it's separate, that's fine. But there's not going to be a way to get, and again, the easy to build heretic astartes marines, they're legionaries, doesn't really matter because you have this kit now, you know, the legionary full kit. So that's not really going to be missed. But there's no other way to get greater possessed, a Venomcrawler, or Obliterators. So until they release separately a Venomcrawler, Obliterators, and greater possessed, you know, they're pretty much going to have to start collecting in the web store, I would imagine. So I think it's pretty safe to assume they probably have thought of this also. So they're either going to, I mean, those are all built into like one sprue. So they're going to have to release a new kit for each of those. A new sprue setup, the whole deal. Or, alternatively, they can just sell that sprue that came previously in the start collecting box without, I mean, the only thing that would be missing would be the Master of Possession. Because everything else comes on the same sprues. So yeah, I mean, it's a weird situation there. It really is. It's a weird situation. So I'm not sure what they're going to do with that. I suspect one of those two things is going to happen. They're either going to sell those sprues the same way they had like the Heroes of the Imperium, where prior to having like the standard bearer for the Space Marines in Primaris armor, or having like the lieutenants and some of the other models, the Gravis Captain wasn't available. So they basically made them available through that hero sprue for like $100. It was basically the equivalence of still having that set up. But yeah, I mean, so they're going to have to do one or the other. They're either going to have multi-part kits for all those other models now, which I would love to see. Out of all those, I would love to see multi-part Obliterators. That would be absolutely fantastic. And I mean, that would be awesome. But the Obliterators that came in that kit were really cool anyway. And then there's a lot of people who actually use Venomcrawlers. Master of Possession, like I said, it's easy to repackage. Greater Possessed, you see here and there. But who knows what the new rules are going to look like. So that is an interesting setup. And we'll see what GW decides to do with that. So I suspect in the meantime, though, and I haven't checked, but I suspect in the meantime the Start Collecting box is going to be available until this comes out, and maybe still afterwards. I don't know. Again, weird situation. I'm sure they have already thought of it, though, so they might have something in the pipe. But when it's all said and done, I think this is a nice setup. Definitely very cool. And, you know, one more of the Start Collecting boxes transitioned to Combat Patrol. So now we're just down to the last few. We've got a couple guard boxes still available. And then we have the demons. But I'm not even sure how they're going to do demons. Maybe they'll bring back like a mixed demons Combat Patrol. Maybe like put the new Demon Prince model in there and then just put one each squads from each of the 4 Chaos Gods. That would be a pretty cool setup and probably right around like their price point. So let me know what you think. Any speculations you have. If you notice any bits in any of these pictures, and again, we don't even know if that's accurate, but any bits in any of these pictures that are of the actual Legionary upgrade sprue that just came out in the Kill Team set, let me know. Because see, we see here a Reaper chain cannon in this picture, but the actual Havoc squad comes with Reaper chain cannon in it. So that would be normally the thing that would like stand out to me, but I can't pick it out. And then other than that, I would basically identify any of like the cool bits that were for the Kill Team specialists, but I can't specifically rule out any of the stuff I see here in comparison. So let me know if you noticed something that I didn't. Let me know what you think if you're a Chaos player, or if you're thinking about getting into Chaos. Does this excite you? Does this look like a good Combat Patrol to you? How would this stack up in actual fighting? I think this would do pretty well, like Combat Patrol versus Combat Patrol. So got to give it to them. I like this set for sure. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed the video on Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, Horus Heresy, etc., make sure to like and subscribe. Everything from reactions, reviews, and news to painting, modeling, magnetization, tutorials. You can check those out in the playlists on the channel. But that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm out of here.